How do I want to go? How do I want to die? My gut feeling, I don't. I want to live forever. I know it's probably chemically, physically impossible, but death in general, the fear of knowing that my time is borrowed and is not something that is infinite, knowing that every single thing you do, how you live it, how you let it affect you, inevitably becomes your being, and you don't want to take this time for granted on earth. You want to take this time and you want to live as happily as you can. And I feel that it's that fear of death that the time and the clock doesn't stop for anybody, and it motivates me to keep going, and that's my biggest fear, is my biggest motivator. Something when I went to high school was like, I want to do something exciting that does more than just putting a pencil or pen or what have you to paper. And I came up with football. The hitting, the ferocity of everything, the aggressiveness, something about that just made me go, oh, I want to try that. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try it. I think the ocean would be the best place. You get the water, you get the sounds, you get the clouds, maybe some airplanes, but the smell of the ocean. Our coach out on the sidelines just goes, hey, I want everybody to come over here, sit over here right now. Everybody comes over, we start gathering around like, oh shit, coach is pissed off, what happened? We sit around in a circle, and he gets over and he goes, hey, you know what I need? I need somebody who's going to stand up and man the fuck up. I need somebody who's going to be a hitter and a leader on this team. Who wants to be a leader? I was like, the typical thing you do, you're just like, who's going to fucking do it? He's going to do it? I was like, no. I was like, who's going to lead this team? It's like, I stood up. I don't know what compelled me to do it. I don't know what happened in me. I just stood up. Maybe because I wanted to tell him get him to shut up. I don't know what it was, but I stood up, and then things started to kind of go a certain way for me. And then he said, all right, you, Helderman, Okamoto, you both will play linebacker. So communication would be, I would say, the best type of relationship to have. I told myself when I stood up, and what I realized when I did that was that if nobody else is going to put in the work and do what somebody's asking of you to do, I don't know what it is, what I could possibly hope to achieve by doing it, but I did what nobody else was willing to stand up to do. And it was probably going to hurt, and it was tough, and it was hard, and I didn't know anything about the position at the time, but what I had learned is that if you just get up and you stand up and you do something, when nobody else is willing to do it, you don't know what can happen. Favorite fictional character would have to be All Might from My Hero Academia. Just because he had so much and he fought for everyone. He wanted everybody to be happy and safe. He fought for the community that he was a part of. But he also did it knowing that he wasn't the best, but that he really had to confide in himself to smile, even though when everything was bad and everything was hard. The coach came up to me one day from the junior college that I was going to at the time, and he said, so Elderman, one of the guys went down to the scrimmage on the offensive line. Not going to ask you anything. Not saying you're going to be doing nothing. I'm just saying you're really strong. We know you like to work. We know you work hard. But if in case, for some reason, we need you to come into O-line, would you be willing to do it? I said, he's fucking out of his mind. I ain't going to do fucking offensive line. There's no way. Yeah, sure, whatever. Fuck it. Let's do it. Okay, thanks. Just wanted to know. Cool. 2 weeks out. For the first game of the season. We break for gym and we come out. And I walk over to my linebacker core and the defense, and they go, Elderman, go to O-line. I started all 10 games at offensive guard. at 195 pounds. An offensive guard should weigh lightly. It's about 245 pounds. And I'm playing at 195. Maybe 200 with, have eaten some lasagna or something. My resting bitch, the one thing I dislike about myself, physical or otherwise, is that people have this preconceived expectation or notion that I have a really angry, sad, or ill-looking resting bitch face. I have become non-approachable or unpleasant to approach at times, or people may assume that I believe, think, or see things a certain way because of my build, because of the way I look. The day I stood up playing linebacker, and the day I said I would be okay with this, God forbid I even thought I was going to ever do it. But I didn't say I quit the team. When I was faced with something so hard and so literally ass backwards to play in a position physically almost impossible to play at my size and my strength. You really have to attempt things. You really have to assert yourself in a curiosity or be inquisitive, and I guess I'd say being wrong once in a while isn't a bad thing. I should have quit like any other football player would have done, being asked to do something like that. And the inner part of me said, no, show them what you're made of. Show them how wrong they're going to be by thinking that we'll throw him in here, he's going to do it, and we'll just get by. I don't know, it really ruins the party for everybody else when you kind of cut yourself off and say, this is it, and this is what it's going to be, because this is how I think, and that's how it has to be. When nothing is ever finite, when nothing is ever cold cut. And I took that upon myself to go, you know what, I'm going to do what other people don't want to do because nobody else wants to fill this spot. I'll do it. No matter how small I am, no matter how insignificant or physically impossible this sounds to me, just think about the payoff if I can do it. That was moving me the entire time I was playing that. Every game, every person, every 315-pound, every 245 to fit. I played against a guy that was 6'5", 400 pounds. I just said, well, this is going to be a fun day, isn't it? And that's what I took with me in life. When I finished my football career and went into other things, I took that same mentality. If it's hard, if it sucks, if it's raining, if it smells, if it hurts, I don't care. Because the minute I do it, and I succeed or otherwise, at least I can say I tried. Instead of second-guessing everything I decided not to do. My greatest regret, I think, would be playing college football after high school and not venturing into the world of acting that I have been and that I have done. I don't have a lot of regrets in my life to date. Not that there won't be any time soon or any time in the future. But I'd say, off the top of my head, that would be the one thing. If I could go back in a time machine and redo something, it will have been going to college for football and playing sports instead of going to college for a film degree or in acting or taking theater or something like that. I think that would be my biggest regret so far. Every time I come into something or go into a situation where that happened, where there's something that sucks and everybody else is just sitting down and nobody's just like, all right, well, maybe Fred will do it or Cynthia, maybe she'll do it. Man, I don't want to stand up because, and I just stood up. And that's what I take with me in life every day. If everybody else don't want to do it, or it's a shit show, stand up. I'd like to think that my greatest achievement is being a friend to people. Whether I just met them for a couple of days, I know them for a couple minutes, or I've been friends with them for a couple of years. I think that being a friend to people when they need it, whether it's 2 a.m. in the morning or having an argument with somebody and they need somebody to talk to, I think is for me something that you can't put a dollar sign on. My name's Sandor Helderman, and I'm a fighter. Good. I found something.